Today I'm going to be talking about how to transform your life into success. And success is many things for different people. So first, it'll be important for you to identify what success looks like for you. And also when climbing that road to success, sometimes there are short-term goals that you might have where you might want to achieve those in 1 to 2 years, and then you might have longer-term goals. But as you reach each and every one of those goals, you can check those off as success. So now let's get started. Welcome to Dr. K Speaks, and I'm Dr. K. I'm here to help you to navigate through the many challenges in your life's journey so that you might ultimately become the highest version of yourself. So let's talk about success and what does success look like for you. First and foremost, whenever you're trying to do something, it's important to identify where you want to go. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 equals being your goal of success, whether it's a short-term goal or a long-term goal, then it's important to evaluate where you are right now. So you might be at a 1, which would be the furthest away from success. Or you might be a 2, which is a little step closer. No matter where you are on that scale of 1 to 10, all you have to do is identify the next thing that you need to do to get yourself from wherever you are to just that next number. For example, if you're at a 4 and your goal is to 10, then you got to identify what you need to do to get yourself from a 4 to a 5. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into my book and I want to talk about strategizing to rewire your brain, because of course, in order for you to reach a success that you haven't reached, you're going to have different habits, because all of the habits that you have right now have gotten you to where you are right now. So if you want to do something different, then of course you're going to have to identify different habits, because our brain works 95% from habit. So you want to identify those habits that are going to take you where you want to go, because 95% of the time, like I said, we're all going to be on automatic pilot. So it's important to make those habits your own. So right now I'm going to go into my book, I Rewired My Brain, My Journey to Freedom, which is available on Amazon. And I am going to go to chapter 24, which is Strategize to Rewire Your Brain. If you want a better life, you have got to get in the driver's seat. When you are in the driver's seat, you can consciously advance your vehicle through life with direction and purposefully create a life full of positive change. Joyride or driver's seat is your choice. Now, what do I mean by driver's seat? What I mean by driver's seat is you actually being conscious of what it is that you're doing. Because if you're going for the joyride, that basically means that you're going to operate from the same programs that you have now. And doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is, you know what? Insanity. So in order to get somewhere else, you got to do something different. So joyriding would be operating from the programs that you have right now. And remember, those programs, those habits have gotten you to the point that you are in your life right now. And if what you have going on in your life right now does not look like this success, that number 10 that you're trying to get to, then of course it's going to be important for you to identify some different habits. Now let me talk a little bit about the joyriding experience. Not having direction is like taking a joyride, letting your current programs drive you through life. Depending on your programs, this ride can take you deep down in the trenches, have you spinning your wheels, getting stuck in the mud, or always climbing what seems to be like hopeless uphill battles. Now, I know some of you who are listening right now have gone up some hills that were very, very challenging. It always seems like you're going uphill. It seems like you're having a difficult time getting to where you want to be in life. And why might that be? It might be because when you initially start out trying to get to that place of success, you might have a good jump start, and maybe for the first week or two, you might be doing really well. And then after a while, you slip off. And why do you slip off? Because you've started engaging in your programs, in your habits. And that's why it's so important to rewire your brain, because when you rewire your brain, now you're going to have some long-term change, because you're actually going to be rewiring neurons in your brain. Those are structures that when they fire together, they wire together. And once they wire together, that's when you have your habit. So you need new habits if you want to go to new places in your life. Now, right now, I'm going to read from my workbook, and I want to read the back cover, because the back cover so speaks to what it is that you need to do in order to reach that successful level in your life. So on the back of the workbook, it is a special message from Dr. K. And now I'm reading this, and it's so important, must I say, that you read the book first, because the book is going to teach you tools and strategies in order to be successful. It's packed with all kinds of information in addition to my backstory that contributed to how my brain got wired a certain way, and then what I needed to do to rewire my brain. And then in the workbook, I have the exercises that I used to be able to rewire my brain, to get to the different levels of success that I've gotten to. And I must say that I am still working on myself, because I've checked off so many goals on my list already, as you can already see from the vision boards that I presented in a different video. And so now I have new levels of success that I'm trying to reach. So I am still in the midst of reprogramming my brain so that I may reach those goals that I am working towards. I am so excited that you are embarking upon the journey of rewiring your brain. And I do want to say that when you are rewiring your brain, it's a journey. It's not like an overnight quick fix. It's not, because you got to work on yourself. So it's important just to be patient with yourself. You have read my book, I Rewired My Brain, My Journey to Freedom. And now you are ready to utilize this workbook as a tool for your transformation. So like I said, it's important to read the book first and then go through the workbook so that you can have a more in-depth understanding of how you should be answering the questions and all of the different exercises that are geared towards that as a template for helping you to rewire your brain. You are getting ready to break the chains of mental and emotional bondage. Breaking the chains and having the canvas of your life to create a new you is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. So now, breaking mental and emotional chains of bondage. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is whatever the habits are that you have wired into your brain right now, that is keeping you maybe stuck where you are right now. It's kind of like feeling in bondage, but you're not really in bondage, but you're not moving forward. You can be trying all kinds of things, but they're going to be your same habits. So it'll be like you're that hamster on that proverbial wheel, going, wearing yourself out, but not really making any progress. And then with the emotional bondage are those experiences where you get triggered from something. And then whenever any of us gets triggered, then we get into our emotional space. And if you don't have a strategy to get you out of that, then you're not going to even be able to think in ways that you would be able to think when you have a clear and refreshed mind. Going back to the reading on the book, you are moving into a new future, a future of freedom. To think that you have freedom and to know that you have freedom are two different things. As you transform yourself, you will come to experience the freedom of choosing how you want to be in life. Your mindset, your belief systems, the kinds of thoughts you focus on, and what behaviors you display. So that's right. The book and the workbook together are going to help you to reprogram your brain so that you can have the types of belief systems that you want to have, the belief systems that are going to take you where you want your life to go, so that you can have the types of behaviors that you want to have, because all of the behaviors that you have now have gotten you to where you are now. And if you're trying to get to some different level of success, then you're going to have to wire in different behavioral habits. And then the mindset is the key. And of course, with doing all of this work, this journey, it's all about repetition. It's all about practicing the tools and strategies over and over and over again with consistency so that you can rewire your brain. With everything that I just said, whatever it is that you're going through right now, you can move beyond it. You just need to have some different tools and strategies that you can practice on a regular basis so that you can get yourself from where you are right now. On that scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being your success, if you're at a 4, then you can identify what you need to do to get to a 5. For example, if you're reading the book and then you see the different things in there that keep us in mental and emotional bondage, you'll recognize that, oh yeah, this is something right here where I struggle. So maybe you might want to work on that chapter, a little more longer than you might work on another chapter where you feel like, oh, I got that one under control. I do recommend that you read the whole book, but then again, it will be some chapters and some places in that workbook, some exercises in that workbook where you might need to work a little harder because you know that that's an area where you struggle. Good luck on rewiring your brain. I support you. I did it, and you can too. Thank you for listening. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. You can rewire your brain and ultimately become the highest version of yourself. Thank you.